Hey everyone, here's all the trains I caught recently. I also went to some interesting locations as well, so I might as well add them all into this video. So let's get into them. So the first train in this video is CN M313. Coming into the Macmillan Yard in Fawn and is heading to the Cemetery Yard in Winnipeg. It was set by 2500. The class leader of the C44-9WL, with a way also sailing K3 Halton. And trailing second is 3209, and that has 103 freight cars. And this was taken on Monday, December 1st at 7:25 p.m. Now here's some catches on Wednesday, December 3rd. And I went to some different spots that day. So the first spot I went to is at the Smith Boulevard crossing near Petfalaw. Mile 52.77 on the Bala subdivision. And the train that I caught there is CN M313. Coming out of the Cemetery Yard in Winnipeg and is heading to the Macmillan Yard in Fawn. It was hit by 3432, which is a brand new AC44C6 and rebuilt -9, with a way also sailing K3 Halton. And it was originally IC2703. And trailing second is 2308. And that has exactly 100 freight cars. And this went by at 11:03 a.m.
No, you got lots. I'm not thinking about it. Oh my. That's only 3 years away. I said I'm not thinking about it. Is that a steering or what?
both sides here at the crossing, 314.
Switch both sides for 314, next time up for
You as well, farewell.
After that happened, I continued my way up north. When I was driving through Gamebridge, I saw that the Highway 12 crossing was activated. So sure enough, there was a southbound train coming. So I pulled into the Concession Road A crossing to get the train going by. And that's Siang Q102. Coming out of Rubberbanks, BC, and is heading to Brampton. Reading the train is 3106. And for rear DPU is 3405, which was originally BSF 4592. And how many cars did this have? Well, it doesn't matter. But 102 went by at 11:35 a.m. So I've been to this spot a few times. Unfortunately, the six-trim mechanical bell that used to be here got replaced by a low-pitched Siemens Type 3 E-bell. I'm surprised that they didn't install a high-pitched. And by the way, this is at mile 68.84 on the Bala subdivision. So the next spot I went to is at the Thorold Concession Road 9 crossing near Beaverton. Mile 66.58 on the Bala subdivision. And the train that I caught there is via P001, which met with 314 at Pine Orchard and 102 at Zephyr. Coming out of Chargers Union Station and is heading to the Pacific Central Station in Vancouver. It was set by 6449 with a really awesome horn, and the engineer gave me a horn salute. And trailing second is 6458. And that has 12 passenger cars. And this went by at 1:33 p.m. The next train that I caught that evening is CN M313. This time it was set by 8890 with a really also saying K5 ALA horn. And trailing second is 2504, a rare C44-9WL. And that has 90 rail cars. And this went by at 7:39 p.m. My friend Hudson was here with me as well. A few days later, on Saturday, December 6th, I did a small railfan trip to Snyder Rest, Mile 1 on the Halton subdivision. And in total, I caught 4 intermodal trains. And I was there from 11:10 a.m. to 12:20 p.m. And I was here with a York Sub railfan. He doesn't have a channel yet though, but however, he is planning on making one in the future. Anyways, it's time to show you the 4 intermodal trains at Snyder Rest. I didn't bother on counting the cars on these since we were going slow. So the first train that we caught that day is CN Q183. Coming out of Brampton Intermodal Terminal and is heading to Prince Rupert, BC. It was set by 3120, which means she'll give us a P5 horn salute and a wave. For a mid-DPU is 3822, which has some caution tape on the conductor's side. And at the end of the train is a red braking container car, and that being 0001. And this went by at 11:21 a.m. And if you're enjoying this so far, then please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. As you can see in the distance, CN M306, which came out of Mac Yard and is heading to Moncton, New Brunswick, was departing. Unfortunately, I didn't see the power because I got blocked by 183. We didn't have to wait that long after 183 because the next headlight appeared in the distance. So the next train that we caught is CN Z121. Coming out of Halifax, Nova Scotia, and is heading to Brampton in the Moore Terminal. It was set by 3116, and for mid-DPU is 8332. And this came at 11:30 a.m. While 121 was passing, CN M303, which came out of Mac Yard and is heading to a 17-yard in Winnipeg, also departed a minute later. It only had 2 GFOs.
I'll let you up towards Halton inbound this time. I'll take it to our number 7, please. CN detector, York 2-1. North, no alarms. Temperature -2 C. Total axle 4-2.
Now here to explain the next train is the Yorkshire Railfan. Take it away.
The next train we saw was CNZ 14 It was led by 3177 with a nice capability given to us by the engineer, and for the rear DPU was 2815, and that had 360 axles.
And this came at 11:57 a.m. I have a feeling that it met with 183 around the Richmond Hill area. The next surviving train that I caught is CNZ112. Coming in Vancouver and is heading to Brampton Intermodal Terminal. It was set by 3019, which we usually give us a horn salute. And for rear DPU is 5323, which was originally 5693. And this came at 12:17 p.m. Unfortunately, I couldn't stay up for the whole train because I had to get going after the leader. But however, the Yorkshire Railfan was able to see the rear DPU for me. And he said that I can use his footage. So thank you so much to him. if you take a look, CN M303 just disappeared around that corner past the Gormley GO station. So I missed 303, but it's no big deal, because I only had 2 G-Fuels, so I saw leaving Mackyard anyways. Anyways, we are back at the Gormley Road crossing. Mile 26 on the Bala stop, and we got CN M313 heading our way, which goes the opposite direction from the 17-yard in Winnipeg to the Macman yard in Fawn. They just called their Quaker not that long ago, so it should be here pretty soon. So yeah. Looks like they just met that Quaker with 303, so looks like it's going to be here. I know it has full power, so that's why I'm here to see it. Oh, here it comes. Perfect timing. Let's see what it has. So the next surviving train that I caught of the day is CN M313 once again. This had brand new power. It was set by 8350. A brand new SD75i ACC rebuild. Trailing second is 8348. Another SD75i ACC rebuild. Trailing third is 4955, which is a repainted GP38-2. And it was originally BSF 2014. And near the end of the train is a red breaking boxcar. And that being 0032. And 313 has 95 freight cars. And this went by Gormley at 1:08 p.m. 313 just had to meet with 183 at Pine Orchard and 303 at Quaker. Now, don't go quite yet, because I got one more intermodal train to show you. I have no idea what idea it is, though, but however, it's heading south to Brampton. It was set by 3829 Riverway, also set in K5H Halton. Trailing second is 3415, which was originally 2560. In the middle of this train is a red braking boxcar, and that being 0079. And for rear DPU is 2904. And this unknown intermodal train has 164 cars. And this was taken on Tuesday, December 9th at 1:03 p.m. Well, everyone, I really hope you enjoyed all the trains I caught on the Bala and Halton stops from recently. All in all, some decent trains here. If you enjoyed it, then you know what to do. Please make sure you give it a really big thumbs up, and subscribe to my videos if you haven't already. That will really help me a lot. And a shout out to my friends Hodgson and the Yorks of Railfan. Anyways, until my next Railfan video, I will see you guys later. Peace out, folks, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Have a wonderful day or evening, depends if you're watching this LL, and that will be it for me. Bye now, and I will see you guys in my next Railfan video. Hope you enjoyed it.